Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk a little bit more about the GTA 6 leaks, or more specifically, the leaker, who has decided to take it upon himself to become filthy rich by profiteering as much as possible off the act of leaking the game as much as possible to the general public. One of the more recent examples being that he is now actively charging advertisement space to the tune of $165,000 to do things like have advertisements for whatever you're trying to sell in his leak video in one way or another. Such as, for example, having him do things in the video that promotes whatever you're trying to sell. Now, I have no idea who in their right mind would even try to actually accept a deal of any sorts for advertising in that manner. Not just due to the disastrous PR that would inevitably result, but also due to the, let's be honest, quite possibly illegal nature behind it, as you are, after all, sponsoring a guy, and more specifically sponsoring his acts of illegally leaking GTA 6 to the general public. What I will say is this, though. I obviously don't agree with what he's doing, but I do honestly respect the hustle at this point. The sheer audacity and, frankly, honesty at this point has made the whole situation become quite the spectacle. And make no mistake, this is far from the only example of monetizing these leaks that the leaker has done. Perhaps the most ambitious and indeed impressive thing I've seen is that he has created his own entire cryptocurrency centered around leaking GTA 6 and is getting people to buy into it by essentially donating to him in exchange for votes on what he leaks next. The man has quite literally created his very own currency and miniature stock market exclusively built around the idea of leaking GTA 6. Now, yes, that is a bubble that is inevitably going to burst, but the sheer fact that he is going that far is extremely impressive in and of itself. Certainly not for good reasons, but again, impressive nevertheless. And keep in mind, this is coming at the direct cost of both Rockstar and Take-Two. And not only them, it's arguably taking a toll on the entirety of the AAA part of the gaming industry as a whole. This one man might actually legitimately be able to take down the entire AAA industry. He might actually be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Admittedly, a lot has transpired in the past decade to make that even possible in the first place. The AAA part of the industry has been going downhill for a while, after all, but this might legitimately be an absolute watershed moment in and of itself. Heaven help us if it ends up that the leaker actually releases playable builds of the game to the general public. That absolutely does have the capacity to screw with sales, especially if it turns out that the game is not all that it's hyped up to be, which again, due to the footage that has been leaked so far, does actually appear to be the case. And also heaven help us if it turns out that the leaker in question is from a country where Rockstar and Take-Two can take no legal course of action towards him on. Considering we don't know who the leaker is, it is a very definite possibility at this stage. In the meantime, though, I think it's safe to say that we are all along for the ride. And I would say that regardless of the outcome, there is way more news to come before the end of it.